you have every right to expect your pastors to come before you and give a statement, especially when the world is this crazy. But I sat back just a minute because the magnitude of the situation is so much bigger than what I could give you just off the top of my head. I've been in prayer all weekend, and I've been in prayer not just for us, but for leaders and for their families and for even the people in the crowd, because God knows what a bad day. No one signed up for that. No family signed up for that. It was a good Christian person. And even I think back to the spaces of the young man who did this and how did he get there, and I think about his family and his mind, and as a shepherd I have to think about all of those things. And I know you're probably waiting on that statement that tells you who to vote for, and I'm not going to give you that statement. What I'm going to do is tell you that the Lord is trying to talk to you, not through this, because I don't believe that the Lord intended for anyone to get hurt. I don't believe he caused this. I believe there is evil in the world. And I just want you to know that in this time, if anything that I could tell you today is that it is such a good time to pray for your leaders. And I know you say, I don't want to pray for them because I don't like them, or I don't know them, or they don't know us, or they don't represent us, or whatever your take is on the people. One is, I don't think any of us know any of those men very personally. I don't think any of us even know some of the people we know as personal as we think. And I feel like at the end of the day, if I'm the person leading you and you can't stand me, but you pray for me, then no matter what it is that you love or don't love, then God's going to come in and make sure that I lead you better, because that's the way that he works. And I feel like if you were to just pray, 2 Chronicles 7:14 says, if my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray, and seek my face, and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven, I will forgive their sin, and I will heal their land. I know that I love this country. I know that my family has spent decades and generations and centuries fighting for this country. And I also know that I've spent my life, and a lot of the other side of my family has spent their life fighting for people, but in a different spiritual way, in a shepherd's way. And I have such a shepherd's heart that I couldn't bring you something divisive. I can't bring you something of that nature. I just wanted to tell you to pray. If you don't know what else to do, pray. Because that's the only thing you really can do in this hour right now is pray. Pray for wisdom. Ask God if there's something you need to change around. Pray for discernment. Ask God for discernment on who it is that is good for us, and use that when you go to the ballots. And when you are asking and praying for the leaders, don't go in there nasty and evil. The best way you can pray for somebody is to ask God to make them be the best that they can be, to protect them, to guide them, to heal them. And in my opinion, the wholeness of it is sad. Just as a shepherd loving each and every person involved, it is sad. We've got someone leading the nation right now who clearly needs some time and needs to heal with their family. And that's not an embarrassment. It's not. Because we all grow older. And one day I would hope that somebody would take care of me and love on me. And then you got somebody else whose life just got attempted on. You got somebody else who comes from a family whose family got attempted on. And I just think of the fullness and magnitude of that. And how unwise it would be for me to come to you and just give you my opinions. Because my opinions at the end of the day won't change you or anybody else. The only thing that will change this nation and even this world is God and the prayers that we put into these spaces. Say someone you don't like gets voted in. Say someone I'm not too fond of gets voted in. Then instead of being angry, my best thing to do is just pray. My thing right now is to pray for all of them. Because that gives me a quarter in every basket. And even though I may have someone that I like in the race, it doesn't mean that you have to like them in the race. It doesn't mean that you have to agree. It doesn't mean any of those things. I'm telling you that we all right now need to come together and just pray. I don't know how you pray. I don't know what your beliefs are. I don't know where you're at right now. And if you're somebody right now where you're watching me and you're not a Christian and you don't believe like me, then I would invite you to just put all of that anger that you may have or fear that you may have into hope, and have some hope that things can get better. Have some hope and find some spaces of joy this week to put a little more goodness and kindness out into the world, because she sure does need it. And I pray more than anything that you would be blessed and at ease. I pray that you would have peace in your spirits and peace in your heart. I pray that your family would be safe, and I pray that you would all go to bed knowing that you are in God's tender love and care, and that everything is going to work out and be okay and fall in place just the way that it needs to in God's plan. If we are in prayer for God's will, I believe that we will see the goodness of God in the land of the living, and I believe it could even be in the land of the free if we so choose. I love each and every one of you. Thanks for caring about what I have to say. I know that I care about what you have to say too. But more than anything, I care about if you are praying about this. And I don't even mean about anything other than just pray for the people. Pray for the people around. Pray for the families. Pray for those who watched it. Pray for the people protecting the people. Pray for the people behind the scenes. Just pray. And at the end of the day, prayer covers a multitude of things. And love covers a multitude of sins. And grace covers a multitude of all of it. I love you guys. Hope you have a great week. And I am in hopes that things continue to get better, because I am, after all, an eternal optimist.